An iconic view here at the Big A. It is the Mecca. We are, of course, in the capital of the world. Thursday in the big city. Ready to rock and roll on this new edition of Aqueduct Insider. Things have settled down outside. But this was a good day to watch a few races out on the apron. They were on their feet all day here at the Aqueduct racetrack. It's Jason Blewitt, Richard Migliore alongside. Glad you're with us. Hope you're doing okay. We continue on, Mig. It's Wood Week, and what a day outside.
It really was a beautiful day. Breezy, but much more spring-like, and it's making me optimistic that we're out of the woods with this bad weather. And, of course, with the coming of the Wood Memorial, or the whole entire day, great day of racing coming up in the Wood Memorial, I'm excited about the prospects to come.
Final dress rehearsal for the Kentucky Derby. $3 million three-year-old prep races throughout the country. Santa Anita, Keeneland with the Bluegrass, and here at home with the TwinSpires.com Wood Memorial. Primetime racing season is back in the Big Apple. It was a long, cold winter, but the light has shone at the end of the tunnel. 12 races, an early first post of 12:50, and needless to say, this is a card big Saturday anchored by the 91st running of the Wood Memorial with 7 three-year-olds, in which 3, in fact, are pretty close prices regarding the first through the third wagering choices.
Yeah, I think it's a tremendously competitive race, and it's got, to me, enough quality to warrant it as a major prep. I mean, obviously people are going to be checking out Carpe Diem down in the Bluegrass and Dortmund out in California, but I like our lineup right here at the Big A.
Race number 10 of 12 on that program that gets underway at 12:50, and there's no place like home, and will getting back to New York get Frosted back into the winner's circle, because his last Aqueduct race last November as a 2-year-old was a terrific effort in the Remsen.
Yeah, here he is moving up on the outside. The gray horse looks like he's going to win, but that day the track was against him. It was playing very strongly to inside speed. He rallied on the outside the entire way, and I think he's matured. He looks like a bigger, stronger horse to me now. I know a lot of people are going to be down on his last race in Florida. I think it was a better race than people are giving it credit for. It was a very slow track. He was on the pace to a very strong pace. At the end of the day, he was only beaten about 6 lengths for everything. I think it's a race he can rebound off of, and obviously a track he has an affinity for. I think Frosted could stamp his ticket to Louisville on Saturday.
Mid-pack post number 4, trainer Kieran McLaughlin, and he is the son of, indeed, a Wood Memorial winner, the mighty Tappan, who stands for $300,000, won the Wood for Michael Dickinson back in 2004. Now, the Wood is race number 10. Well, some of the best 3-year-old fillies in the nation who are trying to punch their ticket to the first Friday in May. The Kentucky Oaks for 3-year-old fillies, they will do battle in the 9-furlong 120th running of the Gazelle. It is the proverbial who's who, and Wonder Gal will come off the layoff in a tough spot for Leah Giamatti.
Yeah, I mean, ideally she would have had a run before having to go a mile and an eighth, but Wonder Gal is a really nice filly. And even though this was kind of an accelerated program to get her ready, you got to think with her quality, she's going to be pretty tough here.
Irad Ortiz for a trainer who did an excellent job last season with the 3-year-old Grade 1 winner, Sweet Reason. Is there another major Grade 2 winner in the barn? We find out as the Mig caught up with Leah.
Gal was supposed to have a prep race. Unfortunately, the races got canceled that day. How do you feel about going into the Gazelle without a prep?
Well, obviously, the ideal situation would have been to have that race, but you play the cards you're dealt, and I feel good about it in terms of she gets a lot out of her gallop, so I think she's fitter than you might think looking at her works on paper. But, you know, it's not ideal, but it's okay. She's doing really well. Hopefully she puts in a good showing and we can head for the Oaks.
And that's the plan, if she runs well in the Gazelle, to go on to the Kentucky.
Yes. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't push to get into the Gazelle at this point.
Did you have to do anything work-wise to compensate, to overcome the lack of the prep?
Well, maybe just work longer. And I think the day that they canceled, I was able to have a nice long 3/4 and gallop out the mile, actually, and then came back again with a 7/8 breeze. So instead of having the race to do that for me, I had to do it myself, which, you know, it's okay. It'll be all right.
And do you see a big difference in her from 2 to 3? Has she changed much?
She's pretty on the muscle. She's a little more into it than she was. She's very laid back last year. This year she's a little more in the bridle and wanting to go. She's kind of tough for the rider in the morning. She likes to take a hold, and she sometimes gets the upper hand on him. So.
Well, good luck in the Gazelle, and good luck going forward to the Oaks.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's one of the hometown girls in Saturday's Gazelle. New York bred filly by Tiz Wonderful. We just saw her race first time out last July in the Lynbrook. Broke her maiden at first asking in a $125,000 stake. But talk about the job and maybe the task Leah was up against. A, missing the prep race that you guys discussed, and B, having to train Wonder Gal around Mother Nature this winter in the Big Apple.
Well, I think it's a very difficult thing for all these trainers that brave the elements all winter here, and we had a tough winter that way. But, you know, the one thing I go back to, she's from the Alan Jerkins school, and Alan Jerkins certainly put a stamp on Leah in the way she prepares her horses, very much like Alan. So I think if anybody can overcome it or make it work, it's Leah. And she talked about those long works she put into Wonder Gal, very much the way Alan Jerkins would prepare a horse.
All right, fair enough. Best of luck to Wonder Gal. It is good to have her back as she squares off against Condo Commando in an excellent field in the Gazelle. I should say the record in the list says Grade 2. It's a Grade 1 quality cast for sure. Yeah. Speaking of Grade 1s, we have the Carter. This is a history-rich race that has got an impressive list of past winners, that is for sure. It'll go as race number 11, final leg of that $500,000 guaranteed all-stakes pick 4. And Palace, from Leah Giamatti to Linda Rice, two talented horse people, and Linda's got her multiple Grade 1 winner Palace coming off a long layoff.
Yeah, you know, Palace, you know, was such a quality horse last year for the entire year, held his form so well. And you've got to think, even though it's a Grade 1, he's probably going to give a pretty good showing of himself, because I can't remember a race he didn't show up.
Yeah, 154-day layoff prior to running 6th in the Breeders' Cup Sprint last November out at Santa Anita. Had won the Forgo, was 3rd in the Vosburg, won the Vanderbilt. A very impressive resume for a horse who may get an honest pace to close into, along with another key layoff horse in Clearly Now, who hasn't run in about 220 days.
Yeah, Clearly Now, when he brings his A game, he's probably can beat just about anybody in the world. If you go back to that one race where he kind of freaked out last year, and maybe after that he kind of had a little problem. Obviously, he's been on the shelf.
Well, getting back to the Alan Jerkins school, how about trainer Mike Hushin? We hope he's doing okay. We'll see a big horse that won today that Mike had a big hand in developing, so sit tight for that in today's featured 8th race. Final chapter for John Nehru, the breeder, 102 years old, and he's got a New York bred by a Belmont winner out of a Belmont winning dam, who I'll tell you is at the top of his game. That's Final Chapter.
Yeah, I thought this race here, when he won this allowance race on the inner track, kind of showed that this horse is more than just a good New York bred. This is just a real good horse, and I think he earned his right to try the Bayshore. Now, obviously, it's a much tougher field, but this is a horse that has the look that he can continue to improve. Big, strong kind of horse.
Bob Baffert's got the rail with Lord Nelson, defeated Texas Red. I think his claim to fame 2 starts back in the San Vicente. And how about Bob Baffert calling an audible a couple of days before the Sunland Derby a few weeks ago and saying, you know what, this horse doesn't want to stay the trip. Let's cut it back to a sprint.
Yeah, kind of surprising, because, you know, Bob's focus is the Triple Crown, the Derby, but he's got a lot of other bullets in the chamber for the Derby. And I think he's right. I think this horse is 7/8 is his perfect distance, maybe up to a 1-turn mile. He should be pretty tough, although I think the post doesn't help him.
Joel Rosario is going to need to time it well from that inside post, facing a cast of 8 from top to bottom in the Bayshore race number 9, 55th running on Wood Day. But Red Vine turned some heads yesterday in the opening day feature on the main track. What did the New York breds have in store? In today's featured 8th race, we find out as we send it up to Larry Colmus for the call from the gate.
Commandante, Bass River Road, and Captain Sirius. Saratoga snacks away running in 4th. After that comes Spa City Fever, and Dan's Gold trails the field. Bass River Road leads them up the backstretch, and Captain Sirius is a neck back on the rail. Commandante is 3rd on the far outside, and Saratoga Snacks is right up there too, just a length off the lead, and 2.5 clear of Dan's Gold and Spa City Fever. So they head up the backstretch through an opening quarter in 22 and 3/5 seconds. And it is Bass River Road and Captain Sirius, and they're going at it on the lead. Captain Sirius on the inside, Bass River Road on the outside, and outside of them it's Commandante. Saratoga Snacks is put to a ride in 4th. Saratoga Snacks under a drive on the far outside, then Spa City Fever and Dan's Gold along the rail. A 44 and 4/2 mile, and they're into the stretch, and Captain Sirius under a hand ride has opened up a 4-length lead. Captain Sirius pulling away. Saratoga Snacks has taken second, but he's 6 lengths behind with 1/8 of a mile to run. Spa City Fever is third, past the 16th pole, and it is Captain Sirius and Jose Ortiz sharp in victory here over Spa City Fever, who edges out Saratoga Snacks for second. Dan's Gold was fourth.
Little hockey talk here. Jose Ortiz, 3 on the afternoon, a natural hat trick, and he got it aboard Captain Sirius, named for the Chicago Blackhawks captain, Jonathan Taves. A good horse. We knew that going in. Multiple New York bred stakes wins to his credit. Did this horse take his game up another level with this blowout win?
It really feels like he did. He just stepped it up. I mean, he really finished the deal. He was under pressure, a fast pace, but they go back to it's not how fast you're going, it's how you're going fast. He was going fast and doing it the right way and kicked on again through the stretch.
Jose Ortiz, a big smile getting off this horse who might be set for stakes once again, and he was up and talking to the MIG moments after getting off Captain Sirius.
Jose, Captain Sirius really had his running shoes on today. That was one of his better performances.
Yeah, today and the Mike Lee way he's better 2 performances, but today he was on his toes, and I don't know how they go 44 because I feel like he's going so comfortable. Then when I asked him to go by a quarter pole, he was loaded.
It looks to me like early in his career he would be a little bit rank, want to do too much. It looks like he's settling just a little bit better now.
Yeah, he's settled, but sometimes the pace, the post position don't help, and the pace goes slow. So he get a little rank, but like today I let it go. They went 44, and then he kept going.
Really strong effort. You're coming off of being leading rider on the inner track. It had to mean a lot to you, and especially because you beat your brother, Irad.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, you know, because I work up every day and work hard. So I want to thank my agent and all the people who support me to win that title.
Congratulations. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Rides for a number of top outfits: Michelle Nevin, Mike Hushin, Linda Rice, and the future is very bright for Jose Ortiz. How important? He's obviously got a foothold in this colony, but the colony will get deeper and tougher as the days progress.
Yeah, but I think about, you know, Irad won the Belmont Fall Meet last year. He ran second to Jose this time. These kids are here to stay. They've shown they belong. Obviously, they're not going to be leading rider every meet, and it does get tougher, but they fit right in with this group.
We'll see if the Westchester might be in the cards. Do you stretch Captain Sirius out, try the one-turn mile? There aren't any sprints for open-graded horses, I don't think, until the True North on that Belmont undercard.
Well, it was interesting. He said the Mike Lee and this race were his 2 best races. Those were the 2 times he ran 7 furlongs. The way he ran today, I don't think a one-turn mile would be out of the realm.
And buy a horse that you had a lot of success with, successful appeal, just a few years ago.
Quite a few years ago.
Quite a few years ago, many moons ago, as we sent it to break. We're just getting underway on the show. We've got our Friday preview and a look back at Thursday's Pick 6 with Larry C. You can have the cap off our heads. We've got that Twin Spires Wood Memorial baseball cap here on Saturday with the purchase of a post-parade or a voucher.
It's a good-looking hat, though. I like that hat. That's the one I'll actually wear.
91st running of the TwinSpires.com Wood Memorial. Is there a Kentucky Derby winner looming in this year's cast of 7? We find out. Race number 10 on Saturday afternoon is going to be a fun day and a day. Even when you were riding, was there an extra spring in your step or an extra sort of electric vibe in the room because it's the first major day on this circuit in the new year?
Oh, absolutely. You know, you've gone several months now without a Grade 1. You're coming in. There's a day full of stake races as well as other quality races. And you want to shine on these days because it leads to success on other big days.
Older horses, from the 3-year-olds in the wood to the older horses that are running in this 3-lifetime $25,000 claimer. Larry Colmus once again as we get on to the third leg of Thursday's Pick 5.
Inside broke well. Brendan G's a little bit quicker. Brendan G and Cool Boys to the front together. And then it's Mach 7 away running in third and taken hard in hand there. 2 lengths farther back to Salisbury Knight, who's also strongly held in the early stages here. Salisbury Knight is 3 lengths off the lead early. And then it's Hamden 5-1, followed by Grand Strand at the back of the field. 5 lengths separates them all, and they're going along at a sensible pace here with Brendan G, the leader. On the outside is Mach 7. These two together, 23 and 3 for the opening quarter mile. And now they're 2.5 lengths ahead of Salisbury Knight. Cool Boys 4th, trying to keep up with them. And then comes Grand Strand and Hamden 5-1 at the back of the field. Around the far turn, Mach 7 on the outside, and Brendan G. These two are going to turn for home together. They went 46 and 1 for a half, and they're into the stretch. It's Mach 7 on the outside. Brendan G. and Cool Boys is coming on the far outside. Here comes Cool Boys trying to gun down Mach 7 in the last furlong. And on the far outside, Salisbury Knight's getting going late too. Cool Boys hits the front. Mach 7 on the inside. Salisbury Knight on the outside. It's Cool Boys, and it's Angel Cruz again. Mach 7 was second, then Salisbury Knight and Hampton 5-1.
Florida-bred gelding by Bring the Heat. Well, he brought the heat today, ran right by the horse in the green, Mach 7. A good-looking Aqueduct debut for Cool Boys.
Yeah, and I always like this time of year when I was riding to ride those horses coming out of South Florida. They just seem to excel when they come back to the little bit of a cooler weather. And how about the natural hat trick for Angel Cruz, who's just been making such a nice impression, and I think it's just gotten better and better through the winter.
3 wins yesterday, another 3 wins today. He's represented by agent Billy Castle, and he's picking up some momentum. And you talk about a young rider's, learning from his mistakes, but I also think the confidence factor was on display with Cool Boys, just taking a hold and getting the horse to settle in the pocket.
Yeah, I think that's 100% correct. His confidence level is at an all-time high, and he's allowing horses to get comfortable underneath him and finish properly. And I like the way he finished. No overuse of the whip there.
Blinkers on. Greg the Prima, first time out. Good trainer, guy that flies under the radar, a graduate of St. John's. Let's move on to race number 6. Late pick 4 gets underway. 7 furlongs. It's nice running these races on the main at 7/8. And we've got this maiden claimer. These are New York bred, 3 and up, fillies and mares, and the tags are $25,000.
Between those two, these 3 out to the front. Then it's Golden Starlet away running in 4th on the inside. 4 lengths off the lead early on. Susan Elaine's on the far outside. Then just enough Laughter Dot Product rushing up along the rail inside of Harlan 6, who's 6 lengths off the lead early on. And then the stablemates Cat Has No Manners and Sister Sin at the back of the field after a 23 flat opening quarter mile. Up the backstretch they go. Don't Blame Her is the leader. 3/4 of a length. Paw Annie second to the outside. Agate third along the rail. Golden Starlet follows 4th. Susan Elaine is 5th outside of Dot Product. Then it's Just Enough Laughter, who's 6.5 lengths off the lead right now. Followed on the outside by Sister Sin, who gets going. And then Cat Has No Manners in Harlan 6. Around the far turn, it is Don't Blame Her, the leader, with Paw Annie alongside and Golden Starlet poised to pounce just to the outside of them while Agate rides the rail. They went 46 and 4 for a half mile, and they're into the stretch. And it is Don't Blame Her off the turn in front. To the outside, Paw Annie is second. Golden Starlet in the center of the track is next. Agate to the inside, and then Dot Product and Susan Elaine. Final furlong, Don't Blame Her, and Fernando Hara have the rail in the lead. Golden Starlet is second, and then comes Agate. Don't Blame Her's got it close to home. Don't Blame Her is the winner. Golden Starlet was second, Agate was third, and then Paw Annie 4th.
3 races to date prior to the race today with Don't Blame Her. She had shown speed and quit at 6 furlongs. She got the 7 today. What were the keys to victory?
Well, I think when you see the 7/8, the fractions are just a little moderated. You get that 23 and change, 46 and change, as opposed to maybe a 22 and change or 45 and change, which on the inner track with no run up to the pole, those times are a little bit faster than they might appear on paper. But I think that was the key to it. Her just getting a little more comfortable and being able to breathe.
And you need the horses, but Dede Gargan, who has not started many runners, you want to talk about and mention a trainer who's just putting his stock in the right kind of spots. He's batting almost 50% on the year.
Yeah, and you don't do that with just pure good horsemanship. You do that by managing horses properly and running them where they can show their ability. It's a trainer's job to maximize a horse's abilities.
He had 2 major bullets that were live in races 6 and 7. We'll find out how his horse did in the 7, True Blue Nation, as we send it to Larry for the calls of 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 9.
Far outside, these 3 turn for home together, and Push Me, Pull You's getting going too. And they're into the stretch, and it's Let's Go to Vegas. Push Me, Pull You on the outside. Between those two, Dillis is third. Push Me, Pull You has taken the lead. It's Push Me, Pull You, and Ferzetti coming on the outside. Push Me, Pull You, Ferzetti into second. Let's Go to Vegas third. Push Me, Pull You. by almost 3 in the end over Furzetti. And then it was Letzius next. And then comes Missy Bay, and they're coming to the top of the stretch. It's Bit Bustin' and Mononoke. Rockin' Cozy to the outside. Missy Bay coming through and opening up the rail. Into the final furlong, and here comes Missy Bay up the fence. Missy Bay inside of Bit Bustin'. And Missy Bay has taken the lead. And Angel Cruz and Missy Bay are pulling away, leaving Bit Bustin' behind. The Rockin' Cozy, Golden Cheetah coming late, but Missy Bay wins it easily. Looked like Bit Bustin' held on for back of the field. Sharifko coming to the top of the stretch in front. Ran a 46 1/2 mile, and Sharifko has opened up a 3-length lead on Perfect American, who's clearly second now, as On the Curve drops back in third. Sharifko by 4 over Perfect American, coming into the final 16th. And Sharifko and Jose Ortiz are in control as they come down to the wire. Sharifko got a score over Perfect American by 3, and then came On the Curve and Thomas Knight. The stretch by leaps and bounds on the inside, a narrow lead over Sacred Success, and the two of them turn for home, and on their outside, Jasmine Gem runs up alongside and runs on by. Jasmine Gem to the front as they come by the 8th pole, and Jose Ortiz and Jasmine Gem have a 3-length lead on La Bella Valeria, who's moved up into second. Here's Delicious has taken third. The front runners have all dropped back, and Jasmine Gem wins it. La Bella Valeria was second. Here's Delicious third. Penny Mine was fourth. Stay Hot, followed by Breach of Duty and Live, Love, Laugh, and they're into the stretch. True Blue Nation draws even and takes over now. True Blue Nation to the front, pulling away from Williams Lucky Gray, and then comes Have a Taste on the outside, followed by Breach of Duty. Down to the last 16th, and Cornelio Velasquez and True Blue Nation are in charge. True Blue Nation gonna win it by 4.5 lengths over Williams Lucky Gray. And then it was Breach of Duty and Have a Taste. Lose the lead here to Canoe Club. Swing Dixie on the outside is next. Astron behind horses continues to gain ground. Final furlong coming. Canoe Club. Swing Dixie to the outside. Astron is in third, but laboring now. It is still Canoe Club. Swing Dixie way on the outside, drifting out through the stretch. Astron is down toward the rail, trying to get back into the race. Canoe Club, Astron, Swing Dixie. Canoe Club will do it. Astron second. Swing Dixie ends up third, and then came It's Perfect 2.
Canoe Club by High Cotton, Carl Grusmark, Taylor Rice in the last race, 4.5 to 1 from that inside post. No pick 6 carryover in a Friday's card that gets underway at 1:20 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. It'll be Wood Memorial Eve as we check out the rider standings, and a familiar name, a young apprentice who's got his bug through the middle of June. It's Angel Cruz topping all riders here at the Big A.
Really got off to a good start on the main track with 6 wins in the first 2 days of racing. And like you said, a lot of confidence for that young man.
A couple of claims on yesterday's program. Reclaims, I think, on Wednesday was the major theme, with a few people dipping back in for horses that they had earlier in the winter. What went on today? Rockin' Cozy, a 3-way shake, and there's a reclaim. David Jacobson jumping back in, and a few other claims throughout the afternoon.
I always like when I see reclaims. It gives you confidence that the barn that had this horse, at one time, still likes him. There's something that they're attracted to, I should say.
David Jacobson taking Penny Mine off Rick Schosberg for $40,000 in race number 5. Horse didn't take that much money, did not run well. She's better than that. And we look ahead. It's a Friday preview. Again, 9 races on the main track. Take a look at the Mecca from that clubhouse turn as we send it to break. Lovely Aqueduct. Millions worth of improvements, and if you haven't been out here and didn't join us on Cigar Mile Day and you take the winter off or you don't come out when we're on the inner track, well, Saturday is a good day to return to Aqueduct. Wood Day, this place is always jammed and always rocking and always a great time.
Well, you always said the Gotham was the unofficial start of spring. I think the Wood Memorial Day kind of reinforces that. We're into the heart of it now.
Long shots will be hopping as well. That $400 buy-in live money handicapping contest. A lot of money up for grabs. Winner gets a seat at the National Handicapping Championship. But we need ammo for Wood Day. And here's a look at Friday's 8th race. The feature, 3 and up fillies and mares in this non-winners and one allowance. 2 horses drop out of a race with a lot of snow on the turf course February 7th. The one I want is in the pink cap. Check up from Zineka.
Yeah, from the outside. On a day when it looked like the inside was playing very strong, and the horse Insider actually with... I guess it's Junior Alvarado rallied up the inside. And I agree with you. I think being hung out outside, check up from Zineka, had the worst of it.
But Godolphin beat those 2 fillies on February 7th with Via Strada, and Sheikh Mohammed is back with Mine for Life, who's coming in off a very easy win in her second start.
Yeah, but she is stretching out to a 1-turn mile. I like her post position for it, though. Drawn to the outside and kind of get into the race the right way. And this filly certainly finished with her feet under her. And you got to think, it looks like she's got a future. Maybe she's just going to be better than these.
Speaking of better than these, a career best performance, hands down, from Sharifa. A 92 buyer on a day the Intertrack played fair. What do we have in store tomorrow for Linda Rice?
Well, it's going to be interesting now, turning back to the 1-turn mile. She's a little more under the gun towards the inside, but boy, you have to think that this filly, the form she's in, she's going to be pretty tough. Although, boy, those fractions last time were so easy on her. I think she's going to hit a little different pace scenario tomorrow.
You've got check up from Zineka, Mine for Life, likely to show some speed. She's posted inside of those horses, as you noted, in this 1-turn mile demanding distance. Linda Rice, though, who consistently wins, to call her a streaky trainer might be unfair, but a good effort out of Kid Cruz yesterday and 2 wins on today's card. It looks like the barn's going pretty good.
Yeah, when a barn heats up, you got to pay a special attention to them. And this filly claimed for $16,000. What a claim.
What a claim. Linda's done that one too many times as we throw it down to Maggie Wolfendale for a Friday 4th race preview out of Cypress Hills.
Today's Paddock Insider, we're going to take a look at the Thursday card, race number 4. It is a maiden special weight for the New York bred fillies and mares going the 1-mile distance out of the chute. I'm going to take a look at number 5 in here. That is out of Cypress Hills for trainer Jimmy Island, who I think does a great job with the limited number of horses he has. She's making her 3rd start of her career, and each time I see her, she just develops. She gets stronger, and I think that's been the intention with her racing career thus far. She gets the addition of Lasix. She gets a great rider change to Kendrick Carmouche as well. So we'll see. Hopefully, she'll get a dry track for the first time as well tomorrow, as out of Cypress Hills is your Paddock Insider. Guys?
Thank you, Maggie. Out of Cypress Hills could get a few nice days going for the Sire Big Brown. Puka in the Gazelle. Dortmund out in the Santa Anita Derby. Out of Cypress Hills in the Fort tomorrow. That'll do it for this edition of Aqueduct Insider. For the Mig and myself, we say let's go Rangers, and we'll see you tomorrow night on MSG+.